All right, and we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pastrami Nation podcast. We are the meat of pop culture. Today, we got a really fun and exciting show. Can't wait to get into it. But before we do, let's introduce ourselves a little bit. I'm Kevin, one of the I'm the entertainment editor at PastramiNation.com. Sorry, it's a brain fart, guys. It's been a day. It's been a week, and of course, with me today, Mr. Jason Smith, co-founder of Pastrami Nation. How you doing, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. And of course, we have again the Godfather of toys. Why not?
Yes.
Sure.
Christian with us today.
Let's take it. I'll take it.
How you doing today, man?
Doing all right.
Awesome. Very cool. So, for those of you tuning in, we do have a really cool prize, a couple of prizes that you guys could win during this podcast. All you have to do is leave a comment. We do have a Pastrami Nation combo from Apollo Burgers in Victorville, right?
Yes.
Yes, in Victorville, California. And you also have a chance to win your very own Funko Pop of Doctor Strange from the Multiverse of Madness, which comes with a slight chance for a chase. So who knows what can happen. So leave a comment, talk to us, let us know what you think about what our topics are today, and we'll get you entered the windows. At the end of the show, we'll announce the winners. So guys, this past week has been a very interesting week for Marvel. We've had a release of one of their newest film, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange sequel. Let's start out by talking about that. What did you guys think about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
You guys chime in. Go ahead.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, please.
I thought it was really good. Really well put together. And spoiler alert: we're gonna
Yes,
talk
we're gonna get into
spoilers.
spoilers. Yes.
If you haven't seen it by now, cover your ears or something. Jump into another multiverse.
All right.
But, yeah, it just from the get-go, it starts off where you see that other Doctor Strange with the ponytail, just trying to save this girl from this like energy monster. Then he wakes up and it's a dream, but it really wasn't a dream, And it's just the whole multiverse. She's telling him that there's yous everywhere, And I thought one of the coolest scenes is when they jump through the multiverses where they're passing through, and there was like that animated, like
that was really cool
version, the paint one, and I don't know, that movie I want to watch it again just so I can pay attention to when they're jumping through the multiverses, just to see if I see any Easter eggs in there, like because we already got some pretty major Easter egg surprises that just with the Illuminati, it's like wow,
Yeah. No, absolutely. Christian, what do you think?
I had a really good time with it. I think I think hot off the heels of Spider-Man and like everything that we got with that, and then I think expectations. I think this for me personally was a lesson in tempering expectations and maybe like not to go too crazy with speculation, because I think I can't. I will take a little bit of like of that, but I also think the way that they advertised this movie, it was like, wow, if they're showing Professor X in the trailer, what are they holding back on? Like you know what I mean? Like expecting like to see a ton of cameos. So not that it wasn't like awesome. Like I still really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, I think I think I was expecting it to be more. It was going to affect the MCU like in a bigger, more universal way than it actually did. Not that it didn't, but you know what I mean. I think it was actually still a pretty contained story, like to Wanda and to Strange. So I did really enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. I've been loving like seeing like Wanda's arc since like WandaVision and everything. So that's been a lot of cool. I think if anything, this is a little bit more her movie than.
Stranges.
So yes, for sure,
definitely.
I mean, he had an arc. I've heard complaints that like he didn't really have like a character arc, but he definitely did. You know what I mean? Like he still learned a lot. There's still growth there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I like it. I'm definitely looking forward to Thor. That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But I too want to see it again. It was really enjoyable. So
yeah, no, absolutely. I'm in the same boat. But my main praise for the movie is Sam Raimi.
Of course.
Like it felt like a Sam Raimi movie in the Marvel universe.
Absolutely.
And I love that part. And then that seems to be the part that people are complaining about a lot, right? Like it was too scary. It should have been rated R. It could have been, it leaned more towards the horror aspects, and it was a little bit more kind of that cheesy horror, as opposed to like straight up horror, which is the horror that like Sam Raimi is known for, right?
Yeah.
Like he's known for that very comedic horror, and he's known for that the scene that really cemented this movie as probably, so I have a few things about it, but probably one of my favorites in the MCU is the scene where they're in the I blank here. What is the name of that? Where all the sorcerers go to train and stuff. What is that called again?
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Comitage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comitage.
When they're in that, if it's America, Strange, and Wong, I believe, they're in that one room, and then suddenly, like, it's when Wanda's trying to get them, and the doors just slam shut.
Yeah.
And it's very like Raimi-esque. You see the camera kind of turn on both of them. And then, again, this is spoilers, so I'm going to talk about it. But that scene where she's coming out of the mirror, and like, it's very much like The Ring meets like, it was very reminiscent of that. And her head's all cracking. I was like, this is what this whole movie should be.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted the whole movie to be that. I do feel like it was kind of Raimi kind of fighting against the MCU sometimes. I felt like, they let him do whatever he wanted, but he had to include certain things to make it fit into the MCU. He had to go with some stylistic stuff that I don't feel like was his per se. Like, I feel like he was able to get away with a lot. But on the other hand, I feel like part of them kind of walked in at some points and were like, we need to pull that back a little bit and make it, more reminiscent of the MCU at whole. But otherwise, it was a Scarlet Witch movie, right? Like it felt to me like the Scarlet Witch, the movie, and you could have named it Scarlet Witch, and it would have, to me, it would have felt the same. You know what I mean? Like
WandaVision, the movie.
That's what it
Strange.
was.
Right.
That's what it was. And there are some things with Wanda's character that I kind of had some issues with as far as the way they portrayed. They villainized, and this is all just super deeply psychological stuff, but the way they villainized the grief and like all this stuff just didn't seem to sit right with me, because I also feel like they covered the same ground in WandaVision, but she went an opposite direction, right? So in WandaVision, she turned out to be, she learned her lesson and she turned out to be the good guy. This one, I feel like her steps were the same, right? She had her children, she lost them, and this time though she came out to be the villain as opposed to the hero, which that's just one of my concerns. But it did feel like WandaVision, the movie, But there were like the Illuminati was really cool to see, right? Like that was amazing. I do kind of feel like it was shoehorned in a little bit, like a little bit was like, it felt fan servicey to me, which is fine. I'm a fan. So
Jump from the Office, fantastic.
Oh yeah, like Krasinski is. Yeah,
I saw a review, and they were talking about how, Chris Stuckman, he was talking about it. If you guys,
Chris Stuckman, yeah.
And he felt like that was like a late addition to the script, and he thought it was possibly a reaction to Spider-Man. They're like, holy crap, this is actually called the Multiverse of Madness. How are we not going to do stuff? And then I literally just watched this thing, and they were talking about it was an interview with the writer, and he was talking about how the Illuminati were in there from the first draft. So
that's cool. That's good.
So it wasn't like, although like I could see the argument that was like, wow, it does kind of feel like that was abrupt, but then like I think people were upset like because it happened so fast. Things happen, you introduce the characters, and then for whatever reason we're moving on to the next scene.
Yeah.
So, and I get that, but like it's not called it's not an Illuminati movie, you know what I mean? So it's like
right.
I also think again we were spoiled with Spider-Man because if we get Andrew Garfield or if we get Toby, it'd be cool to get a cameo, and they were like legitimate supporting characters, So I think now like expectations for these cameos have like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
No, absolutely.
I think we're still kind of like trying to figure it out, but I also think they're holding back because I think there's more multiverse to come, and I think there's going to be more cameos to come. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I love when Professor X was coming on and they introduced him to the
Oh,
X
when you
Men,
first heard his voice,
Yeah,
did
in
the
that
X Men
yellow
music.
chair,
Yeah,
that yellow
Yeah.
wheelchair.
that was
So
cool.
another really interesting point. He's very specifically wearing the exact costume from the cartoons, right? The green suit with the like blue stripes thing. He's in the hover chair, and he comes in out to the music. If you watch the credits, my girlfriend pointed this out. It said X-Men '97 theme. So,
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
which is specifically the new cartoon coming up. So, I saw somebody else on TikTok was talking about how like this isn't the Professor X from the X-Men movies from the Fox
Oh yeah,
movies.
no, it's not.
This is the Professor X from the cartoons.
Absolutely, which I thought was really
super cool. Like
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, and even when he came out to that theme, I was like, yeah, like this is freaking amazing
Yeah.
that they had that. And speaking of music, I have to say that I love the musical note fight. I thought that was really
great.
cool.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that. Like I just thought that was amazing, and there was some really really great stuff in it. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Overall, like rating, what would you guys give it out of 5? If you had to, 1 out of 5, what would you give it?
I'm gonna go 3.9.
3.9
out of 5. Like I think if I see it again, it just depends. I think my not that it didn't meet my expectations. I think I was expecting something different. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I love Strange. I love Wanda. I love Wong. I love like all these characters.
Wong's the best.
Wong is
dude.
awesome.
And America was probably she was my
Yes.
favorite part of the whole movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
America, she was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I love her. Yeah.
Great addition to the MCU. That's a lot of fun. So I would say I'd sit it at like a 3.9, possibly a 4, depending. But yeah, I think I need to like clear my mind and watch it again. I think another thing, and this just that's what happens when you go to the theaters. I had like the worst group of people sitting next to me who like his girlfriend clearly didn't watch any of them. So every like 5 minutes he was like, so that's Wanda. She is a mutant, but you don't know that yet. But I'm like, shut the dude. Oh my God.
One of those, huh?
I had to power through it while he explained the whole MCU to his girlfriend throughout the whole movie.
Nice.
Yeah, it was rough, but it was still a very enjoyable movie. And I think of all the MCU movies, this is like one of the movies where like the director's stamp is like
absolutely
actually visible. Like you can totally see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Jason? What would you rate it?
I would probably say I give it a 4.5, that extra 0.5, because I was thinking 4 because I kind of wanted to see more, like maybe we would have got a hint of Mephisto, which we saw his face on those doorknobs in that evil.
It's always
Doctor Strange's
Mephisto.
house.
yeah.
Well, I was hoping like we would have got more than just Wanda as the main villain, but the 0.5 is because I just love that scene where she like basically Omni-Mans the shit out of all those Illuminati, like very reminiscent of the Omni-Man scene from the first Invincible episode. I was like, holy shit, like the only thing that needs is a rated R. Like when Black Bolt and she's like, what now? And then once he tried that, he's like, and you just see the back. I was like, oh, here we go. And she turned Fantastic into what, spaghetti? And I think what sealed it for me was when she just like totally cut Captain America in half with her shield.
Yeah,
that was great.
And I was thinking maybe there's hope for Professor X, but no, Charles didn't end that way,
No.
But yeah, that scene alone like, probably was my favorite scene in that movie.
Yeah,
like,
that was amazing.
And she's all bloody from it too, It's like,
yeah.
And I've seen the memes going around where like it shows the Omni-Man like pointing at the screen, like like when it shows her all bloody, like that's my scene,
Wanda, she's man, like I know there's that debate, right, with who the strongest Avenger is. But I think, it's clear, right? Like
I think now,
like
there's not.
Even at the end of Infinity, or no, was it Endgame or Infinity?
Yeah,
Endgame, where she had Thanos, like she was about to take Thanos down, but he he called his reinforcements, and they had to come save him. I think I've always thought that like Wanda is just not to be messed with. And Heather in the comments says Wanda is the OG, and I completely agree. She's incredible. But I think I'm kind of still stuck on a rating because I love I absolutely love the Sam Raimi-ness of it. The fact that you can feel his voice in it, like it's super rare in these MCU movies where you actually feel the director stamp.
Yes.
I think Thor Ragnarok, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, James Gunn a little bit, and even Black Panther to an extent. You can feel Ryan Coogler, honing that ship. So I really liked that aspect of it. There was a lot of it that I really liked. Some of it just kind of felt like almost like we had seen it before with WandaVision, and it just kind of felt like almost like a filler episode at points where I was just like, is this going to go anywhere?
Right.
Yes.
So I mean, I'm at a solid like 3 out of 5. I'm like, it was good. I'll watch it again, definitely. I don't know if I'm going to go see. I know this is not a comparison, but I'm going to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once before I go see this one again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like that version of the multiverse had something different and offered something that requires, viewing over and over again. But, but yeah, I liked it though. I thought it was great. And listen, even though it's a 3, it's still somehow one of my favorite MCU movies.
Yeah.
And it's
great.
It's crazy. And I'm glad they brought in Sam Raimi to do that.
I am glad. And, I do love I just rewatched, Strange, the first one before we went out to watch the movie. I'm also super glad we had that podcast last week because I was just in Raimi mode in my head. And then watched the movie. So, that was great. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I don't know. It's kind of weird kind of navigating phase 4 because I think they're trying to do big things and we just kind of have to be patient. So
phase 4, it seems like a sub phase in a weird way. Like it feels like a phase between a phase. Like it feels like they're just leading to phase 4. You know what I mean? Like it feels like everything's just kind of headed towards something and then the story's going to start, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I mean, I've heard complaints that like it doesn't feel as connected as like the previous phases.
Which is true, but it's also fine by me. Like, not everything has to be connected.
I think that's kind of a necessary thing too. If you're expanding the world, like that's how it's going to go. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see it connect eventually, but I think right now we're trying to expand a little bit. So
absolutely, and Young Avengers possibly coming soon. You know? I mean, we got the America and Kate Bishop and all these other characters just waiting. So
I think we've got Secret Wars like coming up, and then
Secret Wars.
Eventually, that's what this is all leading to. So so I don't know. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff. Secret Invasion. I know that's a downstem. Like there's just like
Secret
a ton
Invasion.
of things. So
that'd be amazing. But so the next MCU movie coming up is Thor: Love and Thunder, right? And I'm stoked for that. So we'll see how that turns out. And I'm excited for that.
That's July, right?
Yeah,
it's July. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
a couple more months.
And I'm sorry, and just real quick, I know this is quick aside, but that end credit scene, I laughed so hard, and people hated it so much. Like, people stomped out of the theater.
It's over.
That was it. I was like, no, this is Bruce Campbell, guys. Like, this is Sam Raimi. Like, it's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. What else did anybody expect? That's sort of
exactly. Right. But so everyone go check out Doctor Strange in the in the Multiverse of Madness. Seeing how we spoiled it all for you guys if you guys haven't seen it yet. Have fun. But speaking of Marvel, let's move on to our next topic, which is Moon Knight. Moon Knight just wrapped up on Disney Plus last week. I just saw it yesterday. What are your guys' thoughts on Moon Knight, man? What do you guys think? Go for it. Let's talk about it.
Go, Jason.
I thought it was done really well. Like from that first episode, like it kind of led up to that end scene where he's beating the shit out of this monster, this like werewolf jackal demon, and then it's like, okay, this is really good, and then it just took off from there. And I love how there's the 2 different versions of the Moon Knight. Like the Stevens is that one with the stupid bow tie. What the hell are you wearing? Because Steven is like, he's the annoying character as opposed to the other one is like the Moon Knight,
I like Steven.
Yeah, Steven, he grows on you, he's just that annoying but to me, that very last episode, when the third one was in that car, it's like you knew that was coming and the way they did it so well. The guy's just sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and I kind of brought this up before. I'll say this: the 5th episode, the second to last episode, like one of the best like episodes that Disney's put out, and like the Marvel stuff.
Mhm.
But I do think, and it kind of swayed like my opinion because I kind of mentioned this before. I was not a fan of Steven
Mhm.
throughout
He
like the
grows on
beginning
you.
of the whole thing. He did. By the end, like I was like, okay, but I was like, my God, like I think by the end of the second one, I'm like, I'm like, where are they going with this? I just, and then it kind of contradicts like the reason for his existence, like the way that he is. But by the end, like I get it and it's cool, and I like it. You can't deny Oscar Isaac. Like, my God,
Oh.
like
Oh,
his
yeah.
performance was
Yeah.
incredible, like incredible.
nailed it.
So, wow,
Well, it's Oscar Isaac,
Yeah.
I mean, same with
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke, right? Like
yes,
Ethan Hawke,
Oh,
like I mean,
yes.
God,
you put either one of them in something, and you're like, okay, like
yeah,
this is gonna be good. They're gonna do great.
yeah. I do think. There was another thing that I saw. It was again on TikTok. It was a woman who actually suffers from DID, like dissociative disorder, identity disorder, and she was talking about how like this is like the first time she's seen it portrayed like somewhat accurately, but also like
Nice.
like and not in such in a negative way. She was like, because like he would like black out and then all of a sudden come to and like not know what happened, and she was like, yeah, she was like, I know what that's like.
That's
She was
crazy.
like, so it's really cool to see like they took their time to kind of be respectful about an actual like disorder. So yeah, that 5th episode was really great. But man, I won't get into detail yet, but maybe if we're gonna get into it, we'll get into it. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, please do. I think we're up at spoilers now.
I just
so-
think like Steven, like there comes a point where he knows now. Like you've met Ethan Hawke's character, you know what's really happening, you know what the stakes are, and you're like, I just want my life back. Like, oh Jibba, like, dude, you can't like it's bigger than you, right? So like you can't
gift shop.
like you're just gonna go back to your apartment? Like, dude, you can't like just turn it off for a second, like give it to Mark, let Mark take care of business. And it's like I think it was just a little too much of that, of him being like the foil, which I don't. It's kind of an interesting way that they did that because like it's a different, very different take than it was in the comics. And like Mr. Knight, who was like so cool in the comics, was like, I was just like,
that.
I'm like, man, he was so cool. But like by the end, it all kind of comes together. You realize, like, so my thing why it was so, like, Steven's a bumbling idiot, right? Like that's what it is. And like spoilers, super spoilers now.
Yeah.
Mark created him so that he could deal with trauma, but like Steven is not somebody who can deal with trauma. You know what I mean? Like if anybody's capable of dealing with anything, it's Mark. It's almost like it should be reversed. Like like Steven created Mark to deal with trauma, but now I get it because that's how he would like, you know what I mean? Like mentally deal with everything, and I totally get it, and I love that like how he goes back and like tries to like save him in the end. Like I think that's like really cool. Like in the end, I do not hate Steven anymore.
No.
I like Steven Grant now. But yeah, man, that was rough. Like the episodes 1 through 4, let's strangle this guy.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was very rough.
It's funny. Yeah. No, were you still going?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I really, 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 really liked it. I thought so. Honestly, to be 100% honest, like I knew who Moon Knight was. I knew his whole thing. I knew his deal. I'd maybe read some of it, at some point, but I didn't know a whole lot about the character. And I thought it turned out really well. I thought it was, I was watching a YouTube video. I was watching something about how they were talking about the differences between the comic version and the show. And in the comics, he's more like a Bruce Wayne, right? He's very like, playboy, like is, constantly, he's out there, kind of being a philanthropist and things like that. But I really like this more toned down version, I guess, like the guy who works at the museum, which I thought was really
blue
cool.
hippos.
Exactly. But I love the way they mix the Egyptian mythology with the real world, and I think it's fascinating that Marvel now has all of these different facets of mythology that they're playing with, right? They have, you have Thor, Greek mythology. You have, or I'm sorry, Norse mythology. You're going to have Greek too with Zeus. We saw him in the trailer of Love and Thunder. And I just think it's cool. And now they have Egyptian mythology, and who knows what other realms they can kind of play with and play in. So I think it'd be cool to see how they kind of combine all of those eventually. I thought it was really cool. I thought the final episode, I thought it was freaking. I felt like a kid again watching it, because you see these two giant, Egyptian gods like just fighting, and I look at my son. I'm like, dude, like we need like a Mortal Kombat or something of just like Egyptian gods, and you get to choose your god. You get to do all this. That would be so much fun. But yeah, I really love the mythology aspect of it. I love the superhero aspect of it. And I really liked how there wasn't a whole lot of Moon Knight in Moon Knight.
No.
It was very psychological, but it worked, right? Like we didn't
very
need
Steven.
very Steven. But I felt like, some shows you can get away with that. Some shows you're like, I just want to see the guy in the cape, but this show didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like there were times where he turned into Moon Knight and I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this now, because I was so invested in the story.
Right. Yeah. No, the psychological aspect and like the whole like dissociative identity disorder thing with Mark and Steven, like clearly was the more interesting.
It was,
because I mean, like how much beat 'em up are you going to put in there? You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know like when the show was announced and when it was airing, even they were like, it's a 1-season deal. 6 episodes. Oscar Isaac somehow just got away with signing on for 6 episodes of a TV show, which is unheard of in the MCU. They make him sign all these massive contracts. But with that freaking end credit scene, like you can't stop.
Yeah.
And I think the director, I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Muhammad. Oh, God, I can't remember. Yeah.
Like he directed the crap out of that, by the way. Like he did amazing. Even he was saying like, there's gonna be more Moon Knight. Like we just and it is the MCU, so you can't take everything they say with you have to take it with a grain of salt, right? They're like, no season 2, and then season 2's coming. They knew it all along. I think they did the same thing with Loki, right? Like Loki, they were like, hey, we're only gonna do this 1 season, and then turns out no, there's gonna be more. More Loki, which I'm excited for.
Also, Layla's character at the end, she turns into the Scarlet Scarab. That was awesome. That was
amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, I liked her too. I thought Layla, honestly, I think she was probably my favorite thing about the whole show. Mm-hmm. I think she really was. I think she was there to ground Steven and Mark, and I felt like she was in just as much, peril and danger and just as badass, as Mark and Steven. And I like,
Steven in the end for them, but it's a bit of a whiff, isn't it?
Final 2
like the whole time, like, God damn it.
And then when I love the scene at the end when they're like fighting, when he's fighting Ethan Hawke's character. I can't remember the name of the last life of me. Arthur. Let's call him Arthur. When he's fighting Arthur, and then he blacks out again, right? And then it cuts to him, and then even she's like, "Dude, what the heck was that?" And he was like, and that's when you first kind of get like, "Oh, there's something else going on."
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool, especially the first episode where they were first introducing that kind of like, especially the car chase, and they're playing that. The Wham song, the Jitterbug, whatever. Wake me up before you go. That's like one of my best. Like after I saw that, I was like, "This is how you use this song in a show." Like it was the perfect. But like I love the way they switch between, and then you come back, and like all these people are dead, and it's just like clicks like that. And you don't even have to see it to get the effect, which I thought was really cool. Because we never saw any of that. We were just like, "Oh wow, like this is."
It's like, that wasn't you, was it, Steven?
Right? And of course, probably most of that stuff you wouldn't be able to do on Disney Plus anyways, right? Because they showed the aftermath, and it was even for Disney Plus. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, they pushed it. And but I think that's great. I think overall though, I really, really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, really well done. And it's probably my second favorite Disney Plus show.
Number
would be
one
number
being
My number one is WandaVision.
WandaVision.
And I still feel like WandaVision, it did something different and took the MCU in a completely different direction. And I felt like they took a chance and they landed it. And it still blows my mind that they were able to make it like they did. Like it's crazy.
I know originally that wasn't intended to be the first show out. Like I think it was supposed to be like Falcon Winter Soldier was supposed to be first.
Yeah.
And then but what a statement piece. Like, you know what? Let's let this be our first one out.
Absolutely.
I think that was really cool.
What is your guys' favorite one?
I WandaVision for me too.
WandaVision?
And then Loki.
Yeah.
I loved Loki.
Oh, Loki was great.
Yeah.
Loki was
I
great
love
too.
Loki, but I think Moon Knight comes at number 2, you know?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Loki, a close 3, you know? They're really great shows.
What was your number one?
Oh, Wanda.
Oh, Wanda. Cool.
Yeah, that one just kind of it set the bar. I mean,
Yeah.
I love Cap and the Winter Soldier, but to me, like, you know, that one probably either 4th or 5th, you know? I felt like I was watching a TV series on that one.
Dude, like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I love the story, I love the characters, but that one just felt like it dragged.
It did until he started beating that guy to death.
Yeah.
Like when he
I
lost
was
his
just
shit.
like, man.
There were things that were working, and then there were things that like I think the most detrimental decision on that whole show was making, oh my god, what's his name? The bad guy. Baron Zemo. And dancing. Where were they? Like, why would you leave that in? I'm like, God, just take that out. I would have liked the show so much more.
And I really love in WandaVision, like the thing that got me was just a nostalgia factor, right? Like, I mean, I grew up watching things like I Love Lucy and reruns of all those old shows. So like watching it, it was like, this is pretty cool. Like mixing that with like a superhero, you know, like it was kind of weird and wacky. And you're like,
well, it took you through the different like phases. Like remember there was the 80s version, and I was like, I loved all that.
It was great.
Yeah, it was really
I loved
cool.
it. I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Moon Knight, guys, if you guys haven't checked it out, please check it out. It's on Disney Plus, all episodes. There's only 6 episodes. Which,
easy. It's easy to recommend too.
Easy recommend, easy watch. And the last episode was only like 42 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it was a short one.
Yeah. It's crazy, but it worked. It all like it didn't have to be any longer than it was. Like they got the story, and so yeah, definitely check that out, guys.
Have you guys picked up anything this week?
Kevin,
why don't you go?
No,
do you want Kevin? You should go last, actually.
Yeah, go for it.
You got the big one.
You're the big ticket guy.
Yeah, Jason. What do you got?
Me, man. All I got was this little bike here. No, my brother got me this for my birthday. It's really cool. It's like a 1/12 scale bicycle, but it's like fully like know, like because I do a lot of action figure photography and like it's die cast. He got me that, and he got me this guy here, which is Super 7 Thundercats.
That's awesome.
Monkey in. I haven't had a chance to open them yet, but those Super 7 Thundercats, they sold me. I mean, I got this guy, which is Snowman of Hook Mountain. He was always one of my favorites from back in the early series, and he's got the removable helmet and the different ice weapons, and articulation's really good. Like I was a little iffy, like Super 7, different company, but once like the Ninja Turtles, I was like, okay, Thundercats are going to be a shoe-in, and this thing's freaking huge. Like this guy's as big as a Global figure.
That is cool.
Other than that, I mean, I finished off the Muppets minifigures.
Oh,
did you get them all?
Yeah, I completed them all.
Nice.
The hardest 2 to find were the old men. Like I swear, I went through 2 different boxes at 2 different Walmarts, and I think they were almost full boxes, but maybe some unlucky bastard grabbed like the first 3, and they were all old men. But like I swear, out of that whole box at one Walmart, there was none of the one old guy, but only one of the other one that has the teapot and the rounder head. Then I went to another Walmart, and there was only one of the. There was 2 of the other one that I had found, and there was only one of the one that has like that big chin,
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe they short pack these old guys because nobody wants them, Like,
they're the ones I want. I wanted Swedish Chef, I wanted Animal, and then I wanted the old dudes. I've got one of the old dudes, the one that came with the laptop. I got Animal, Miss Piggy, Swedish Chef. I got 2 Swedish Chefs. Yeah, I love it. It's so good. And then I can't remember who else we have, but I want Gonzo too. I want them all.
Gonzo's easy to find because of that nose.
Yeah.
I need to find Gonzo.
Yeah, Animal's easy to find too because he has so much stuff in his
Yeah,
bag.
he's like
'Cause
a
they
mini
drop
set
stuff.
in itself, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And each one has like a unique piece, almost, except for like the old guys, kind of like one comes with like a teacup, and one has the laptop. But other than that, like you get the Rolf he's the only one with that little head. It's
Oh,
like a
right,
mini
right.
figurehead rolling around
Yeah.
in there.
Mhm.
I got a lot of strange looks from Walmart workers because like there's this weirdo pack filling them. You find everything okay? Not yet, you know. And then my mom got me the Vespa, the Lego Vespa for
Yeah, I saw
my
that.
birthday, and
Nice.
I say I only have 2 bags left. This thing's pretty big. Like I think a 6-scale figure could ride this thing. You know,
Yeah,
like once I complete it, I'm going to put up some full pictures of it. But
there we go.
I'm impressed.
Nice. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
man, very cool. I've been hunting down the Horizon Forbidden West tall neck Lego set.
That's so cool.
It's just been sold out everywhere. So like we've been going to Disneyland. We went to Disneyland like twice this week.
Oh, fun!
Nice.
And I checked availability at the Lego store and they had it, and I'm like, okay. But my girlfriend's been trying to find like the Wanda like mini ears. So like
Nice. Yeah.
we kind of went there with that, and I knew that they had this, but by the time I got to the Lego store, gone. And I was like so mad, and I was resentful towards my girlfriend. I'm just kidding. But then like I found it. They had it at Ontario yesterday. So
Nice.
so you guys will see that next week when we go back to the Lego thing. And
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
kind of showcase that. But what I also got to pick up.
Oh, did you make it?
I did not make it. This is Cal Kestis is from the what was it, the Jedi Forbidden or Fallen Order.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Nice.
yeah, I've been waiting. I don't know if you guys keep up with this, but they announced this like a couple years ago, and then they put up a vote for people to vote on like which one they wanted, and this one, thank God, won. So yeah, I'm such a nerd. I have 2 now. I have like Luke's, like the Anakin Luke Ray like OG one, and then now I have this one. My girlfriend has I bought one of Asajj Ventress's for her, which should come in a pair, and we didn't buy the second one. And then they discontinued it, and now it's like $1,000 on eBay.
Oh wow.
So,
All those FX ones go up like.
yeah, but
I regret not getting the tutu. Look at that.
It's like really bright, man. I mean, it's like
I love that.
it's crazy. I mean, this is why the lights are all off in here right now, just so this can.
Those are like the cool. I have the Vader one. I actually got it for my birthday back when Episode 3 came out.
Oh
and
wow!
remember they did those FX ones, and these things are just badass. And back then, I had the chance to get like the Emperor one or the Yoda little short one.
Yeah.
Things you pass up on and you regret later, you know.
I'm such a child though. I can't be trusted with stuff like this because I just like for like 3 days just walking around the house just like casually, like just waking up my girlfriend, like poking her, like, "Hey, you want breakfast? Let's wake up, breakfast." Like, man, I can't. I'm such a child. I can't.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Nope, not at all.
You and me both.
Dude, all of us for sure.
So that's what I picked up, but then you'll see the rest of my pickup next week.
Nice.
But yeah, Kevin.
This thing, so I'm so excited, guys. Like, so I don't even know if it'll fit in here, but I've been listen. So originally the plan was to get the Titanic, but like I was talking to a guy at a Lego store, and he told me a bunch of fascinating stuff, which we'll talk more about next week about the Lego factories and stuff. But he's like, this thing's probably not going to be in stock for a while. Just letting you know that. I was like, okay, pick up a couple things comparable to it. So I'm just going to show one that we got, which is just pretty freaking cool.
Nice.
Haley Beagle. I could peek up behind it.
Oh my gosh. It's so
This
huge.
thing is massive. It's so many pieces. It's so cool. It's hard to put it all in frame.
That billboard on it, just wow.
The billboard, like all of this, like is all just like built. Like it's so cool. It comes with like an amazing amount of minifigs. Like
that's what makes it so worth it.
It's crazy. Like it's insane.
Sandman.
But it's freaking cool. I can't wait to start building it. Hopefully this weekend we get started. I know it's going to be a monumental task, which is fine, you know. And we also picked up the Diagon Ellie Harry Potter set. That was just more wide than anything, but we'll show that off next week as well.
Fun
Can't wait.
builds, man. Fun
Yeah,
builds.
so
Very
Diagon
awesome.
is going to be really cool too because it has a different instructions for each building. I guess I was reading, or that the guy at the Lego store was telling me. So my wife wants to wait till we get the house set up and we can watch Harry Potter on the TV while we're building.
Nice.
Which will be a lot of fun. So we're excited. Be good times. It'll be good times. So
yeah. I know Jason just mentioned before we started that he requested the first off
Yes.
because Lego made a huge announcement, which is kind of like who we knew it was coming, right? We talked about it on the Rumors Day, but then like it's kind of monumental because this is like two like toy manufacturer powerhouses like coming together.
Yeah,
like it's a Hasbro property, like a Lego release. Optimus Prime, like holy crap.
Yeah,
yes,
it's happening, and
like I think we'll definitely dig into that one next week for sure.
Yeah,
there's also the other really big announcement, which wasn't the really cool announcement, but the Giza, the
yes,
pyramid.
the pyramid, yes,
yeah. So we'll break those ones down next week. But the Optimus Prime one, man.
I mean, God, like I stood in line for an hour for the DeLorean, and I think like the demand for that Optimus Prime is going to be like 10 times that of the time machine. So, Jason, if you're going to be in Ontario, we're going to get there like the night before or something.
Yeah,
like man,
for
sure. I'm talking my brother into going with me.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Got to get there early. I don't know how early they let you in the mall.
I think it opens an hour before, so I think like I don't know. We'll see.
If it's anything like our mall out here, though, there's like the employee corridors. You can probably sneak in through one of those. Right. They don't know if you work for like Lacoste or whatever.
Right.
I work at Sunglass Hut. Leave me alone.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Exactly. So yeah, that Optimus. June 1st, right? For Prime.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely talk about that more next week and just. Oh, that's an exciting set. I can't wait, guys. This gonna be a lot of fun. So, but yeah. So, as we mentioned earlier in the podcast, we do have a couple of giveaways to do. Thank you to all of you guys who have commented and who have been chatting with us. So now we're gonna do the prize wheel, and see. First, we're gonna start off with the Apollo Burgers meal, with the Pastrami Nation combo from Apollo Burgers. So, Jason, are you almost ready?
Yeah, let me get to the right.
Dude, so I know we we're Star Wars fans here, right? But do you think they'll ever do a Lego? Listen, totally different. Star Trek, right? Do you ever think they'll do an Enterprise?
It's got to happen, man.
I would love an Enterprise.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a nerd. I want it.
I'd buy it.
I want it. I'd buy it. That would be cool.
That would be such a. My dad is the biggest Star Trek fan.
My dad too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like raised on it, and like So I would definitely like it would be something cool to get from my dad. I think
you get all those Spock and Kirk minifigures and all those. Dude, should be sweet. I could see those already.
Right
now, it needs to happen.
That'd be very, very cool.
Yeah. Cool. So what's up?
Well,
nope.
Well, let's see. This is for the pastrami sandwich, right?
Yep. This is for the pastrami.
Okay, let me see.
Apollo Burgers.
I'll never get good at this.
No, it's always.
There we go.
Yeah. Spin it.
Arturo won the
Hey.
Congratulations, Arturo.
Congratulations on that. And this one is for a Doctor Strange Funko Pop with the slight possibility of a chase. So don't get too excited, but you never know. Yeah. So let's go ahead and spin this and see who wins this one.
There we go. Let's see. Johnny Espinoza. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. Just send over Pastrami Nation your information, and we will get those sent over to you right away as soon as possible. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening when this comes out audio. We really appreciate you guys being here. Jason, Christian, it's a lot of fun, as always. So like pretty much every I love that. Every Thursday we have pretty much something going on here at Pastrami Nation. We either have Brick Therapy or the Pastrami Nation podcast. Join us pretty much every week, 7:00 Thursday nights.
Yep.
Let's have some fun. If you guys have topics or anything you guys want to suggest, please let us know, guys. Like
Please.
we can definitely talk about them and discuss them. And, even if it's something we haven't seen or anything, I think that'd be really fun to do sometimes. Someone's like, hey, you guys should all watch this movie. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it.
Yes.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I like that.
So yeah, let's just, it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you guys. Also, you can find Pastrami Nation on any social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. What's that?
TikTok.
What's that? Well, TikTok, but no, there's that
MySpace.
other one. MySpace, LinkedIn,
Tumblr? What is it?
Tumblr.
LinkedIn?
No, not Tumblr. What's the other one where you can pin stuff?
Only
Pinterest. Find us on Pinterest. We love Pinterest. But TikTok, man, TikTok has been blowing up for Pastrami and everybody. So you can find us all there on TikTok. So definitely check us out at Pastrami Nation. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Go watch a movie.
Yes.
Is there anything comes out this week? I can't remember if anything comes out this week.
This week,
I don't think anything. Nothing.
nothing notable.
I don't think Maverick
That's not till the 27th.
That's the 27th. Okay,
That's getting really good reviews. Like
Dude,
really
can't
good
wait.
reviews.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
So
I can't wait.
we'll definitely be having a podcast about that one.
For sure.
Comes out.
For
So,
sure.
all right, guys. Well, take it easy. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Talk to you
Bye,
guys
guys.
later.
Take care, guys.